Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. I just woke up, so forgive me if my voice is a bit groggy, and it's still really early anyway. The grind does not stop. It's 3 o'clock over here. But anyways, if you logged into JP, you would see several things. If you look at my JP, also I have the Vegito Blue unit. Cost me about 250 stones. And I just, didn't bother making a summon video because I just felt like summon video for him would be outdated at this point and didn't bother. But still, I'll have showcases for him. Finally, I'll be able to do it. And we should be good, because I know I got the Rose after one multi, 2 multis I guess, but it was easy to get the Rose. But Vegito Blue took a little bit. Alright, so if we jump in to the news, like I said, if you logged in, you would see this. And this is JP exclusive right now, what I'm going to talk about. Trust me, it is not that big of a deal. So, JP has got the announcement that Global got a few weeks ago or whatever about the SSR version and the Transcendent UR version of the LR Vegito Blue unit. Now, of course, this is a very polarizing unit in the community, simply because he's been the talk of the town for, wow, that's an old phrase, for about, what, 7 months now, something like that. It's been a really, really long time, and a lot of people are honestly just getting to a position where they're not even interested anymore, and I could 100% understand that, because, again, it's just been dragged out so long, especially when you consider that he most likely will not be better than the tech version. I'm sorry, he's not going to, most likely, I'm going to say most likely, be better than the tech version, because if you watch my video that I put out a while ago, I talk about how broken this unit is with the way he's currently constructed, with the passive that he gets, the self-sufficient passive, the attack and defense increase, the self-sufficient passive up to 8 key on the Transcend UR version. That's 100% useless on the Transcend UR version, but on the LR version, that's really busted, and it's probably going to go up to like 10. So he becomes kind of like, LR Mighty Mask because of that. And if you ever watch gameplay of the LR Mighty Mask / Goten and Trunks unit, they are almost always at max key because of this. They're some of the most self-sufficient LRs in the game. So this guy getting additionals and crits along with that and his percentage boost passive, I really implore you to check that video out. In fact, it's going to be at the end of this one. I go in depth about why he probably will not get that stuff, especially considering that he's a free LR, and free LRs typically get the shaft, but I could be wrong. Maybe this is the one time they decide to change it up. So this guy, they have the announcement, as you see, for the TUR version, but we got premature with the global hate. I don't want to say global hate, but backlash on global, because they were mad about the shafting, as was I, right? But this is proof that sometimes we act a little bit too fast, because a big concern was that when we saw this stuff being added to JP and the TUR Vegito actually had a date, I don't think that the global version actually had a date at all at any point, right? He didn't even have the art, really. He was just kind of there hiding. But this guy had the art, he had the date and everything, and it was all supposed to be released today on JP. What wound up happening is they did the exact same thing to JP that they did to global. 21 stones available. That's it. No TUR version. 21 of the medals available. Nothing else. That's it. So both versions got a shaft in that scenario, and it's become blatantly obvious, and it was blatantly obvious, honestly, not too long ago, when it comes to like these medals and the fact that JP was getting them. Whenever we saw that JP was getting them, it became blatantly obvious that this was probably going to be a really, really close release or a just flat out simultaneous release. We have seen them do simultaneous releases in the past. Not very often, but they have tried to do them in the past. I personally don't mind them if they're like units like this or Tech Bulma. I like the simultaneous banners, but it throws the banner order out of order and it throws it out of whack. So it's really hard to predict what global will get. And some people may like it, getting your SS4 Gogeta early. It's cool. I don't mind having it, but it's like, again, global's banner order is ridiculously out of order in comparison to JP because of stuff like that. And the fact that they go out of their way to shuffle it up anyway, and the units that are on the banners, because global just is weirdly managed. I'm just going to say that. But again, premature judgment of this. I just want to say, guys, in the future, let's just try to hang on a little bit, reserve judgment a little bit. I'm not saying that I agree with this, because I think it's freaking stupid as hell that this has taken as long as it has, and I think it's incredibly poor management from Bandai's part, and I feel like it could have just been handled 20 different ways, and they handled it the worst possible way with no news or anything like that. Like, had they put this exact notice in the game months ago, then that probably wouldn't be as bad in my opinion. It's just we didn't hear about the unit. It's almost like they had forgot about him for so long and finally backtracked. Now, I want to say that we also recently got the LR variations art. Here's the thing about the LR variation. It's very possible that that does not come out anytime soon. And I said that in my video, I believe, that, you know, they said this was going to be a long road. And I don't think that they're done with this unit. It's just kind of, like I said, it's almost like they were sitting on their hands, man. It just, I don't know what, they just weren't even bothering to do this. So the whole licensing thing, sure, that probably was an issue because from what Rhymestyle tells me, they have to work on the licensing first and then they can start producing the card. If that licensing for this thing really took them 7 months or what, 5-6 months, whatever, before they started concepting this card, because he said they have to do it in that order, then I guess, man. But it really just seems like it was on the back burner, to be honest, and they just didn't care about it for so long. So here's this. So this is nothing. Don't worry about this. This is 100% nothing. You know how some LRs got featured banners and were officially announced in the game? Yeah, that's why they're not listed here. That's why you don't see the other guys that got their featured banners. You know, Broly, things like that. Of course, the featured banner for Goku Black never came to JP. That was a global exclusive thing. It did not happen here. Could happen in the future, but as of now, it did not come here. This does not mean that there's some sort of secret Dokkan or banner or anything like that that you can get. This is not an announcement for anything like that. This is just a flat announcement for the LRs that are already in the game. It's way late, but whenever they started dropping these LRs, starting with Gohan, one of the big themes that a lot of people just kind of got used to was that they're not really announcing these units, right? Like, they're not really announcing. They're just sneakily hiding these units in these banners, so you can kind of just like pull them randomly. And then the thing about that is some people didn't know that they pulled an LR when these things first started coming out. They're just like, what is this? I've never seen this card. I don't have an announcement for this card. So what they did was they would just, if this was, say this was a new banner, the card's thing would be all the way at the bottom in small wording or whatever. And of course, if it's JP, you don't know much, right? But all this really is just an announcement for these characters that should have been in the game a really long time ago. Because like I said, they just kind of threw them in the banners, on the non-Dokkan Festival banners for whatever reason. Again, this is nothing. Aside from that, this is nothing. It's just an announcement for these units to make people aware that they are available in the regular gacha summons. And it actually features all the guys that were not prominently featured. Because again, we have DBZ space, we have data mines, we have all that stuff, so we're aware of this. And of course, some of these units are really old. We have pulled these units individually, personally, some of us. I didn't want to trigger anybody there. But again, they never went out of their way to put a banner up like this and say, hey, this is how you get these cards, like they do with every other type of card in the game. So that's just all this really is, guys. So it's cool to see it, but hopefully in the future, that probably means, this is just a speculation of something I would like to see happen. Hopefully in the future, that means that maybe we get the featured banner for Goku Black. I wouldn't mind pulling more dupes with that guy, or trying to anyway. You know, these guys too, freaking need Mighty Mask for sure. You know, like maybe that means something in the future. So I don't really know what's happening there. But again, just to kind of wrap up here, JP and Global both have 21 medals available. I believe on the 18th, 17th, on Global. In fact, I have it pulled up. On the 17th at 10:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are supposed to get some more of these medals available on Global. So, like I said in the beginning, this will either be simultaneous and JP gets that too via a data download sometime soon. We don't know yet because it's way too premature. It's still a week out. Or JP gets it right after Global, like a week or 2 weeks later or whatever, kind of like this, the SSR version, which I can deal with both of those. Again, I think it was just really, really stupid that it took forever. And I really hate that it shook down that way for the community. It caused a lot of controversy. And we're still not done with this, but at least hopefully if we get the TUR version, maybe that holds some people over a little bit longer until we get the actual LR in the game. But he's available, and just like, before I get out of here, just like on, don't want to be here, just like on Global, okay, he's available via Supreme Kai Stones, which I need to grind up, don't have any. He's available via Supreme Kai Stones, and you only get 2 copies. There was a lot of confusion about that too. Between the 2 versions, you're only getting 2 copies, guys. There's nothing fancy here. There's only 2 copies, and if it doesn't let you get it, your box is full. All right, so only 2 copies. I'm 1 short. Wow. So that's how you get that, right? And then in the future, I imagine they will add more so you can actually 100% the unit. They typically do that, and you'd be good to go from there. And of course, this guy is farmable right now on JP, so hopefully that comes to global eventually. But I mean, on global, you're kind of SOL and things like this, and this is what I was talking about with simultaneous releases. They kind of throw stuff out of order because maybe they rush out physical Vegito because of this, which I don't really mind that, but you get my point. He's farmable on JP by playing the very, very first stage of the Super Vegito event. That unit did not exist until physical Vegito dropped in the game, so they added an STR Vegito that is available. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing for more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle videos and content here on the channel. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.